I want to give a huge shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring this video and also creating an amazing all-in-one platform that's helping me grow and launch my brand. Agree that it's annoying from whoever it came from and that we don't want to hear it anymore. And you know, we've had differing opinions on things for sure.
Discipline is a hard one for Brendan and I to get on the same page about.
Finding middle ground on that has been complicated and difficult. Hey guys, it's us,
Hey.
Brendan, my
Hannah.
wife Hannah, and we thought we'd just talk a bit from our luxurious bed.
Yeah.
Didn't really know what to talk about today, but thought we could maybe touch on some comments, questions people had from the vlogs that get left down below. You can leave more here after this one. You all right?
Tired.
Already bored of this interview?
No, I'm just tired.
It's not even an interview. So people have been asking for all sorts of things through DMs and everything. And as new parents, I thought it'd be nice to touch on some of the misconceptions about parenting and being new parents. Just because as we dive into this, you know, you get given a ton of unsolicited advice, which is good and bad. Some weird things stick in my head versus other things, but you know, everyone was like, your life is gonna change, it's gonna be the best you ever had, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, relax. Like, I get it. And honestly, even today we found ourselves telling people the same thing. It's like,
Yeah.
it's the greatest thing ever.
But that's not a misconception,
Okay.
right? That's true.
It's true. So maybe I don't mean all misconceptions, but just like advice or like things people tell you that then end up being true that you were upset about, or like,
Okay, so things that just people tell you that are true or not true or whatever, just the shit that we've heard over the years leading up to being parents.
yeah, leading up to being parents. For instance, you're never gonna be able to parent just wearing a white tee.
Oh.
I'm still just wearing white tees. I travel, I get...
Yeah, but I don't understand, because you do that, but then I have avocado all over my shit. So, like, I don't know what you're out here doing differently, but...
I'm get dirty, but then I've actually found that these wipes for diapers and cleanup and boogies work really well to get stains out. You don't even need a Tide pen anymore. You can just take avocado out of your sleeve with these wipes most of the times.
Well, can you pass the wipes over? Jeez.
They're in the bag. It's communal. But no, we could talk about misconceptions. What do you think some misconceptions about parenting are?
Well, I think a big misconception is like that, like, you don't have any more you time.
True.
I think you just have to make the you time, you know, whether it's while your kid's napping and you're going to do something that's for you, that's separate from your partner, or maybe the you time is for you and your partner, and, you know, you guys make time to go on date nights or whatever. Like, I think part of what the philosophy around how we parent is that Preston lives our lives and not vice versa. And when you approach it like that, then you're able to make time for yourself, or you guys as partners. I mean, I think that setting boundaries is a really important thing, and being able to like say like, hey, I'm actually gonna go to my office today because I can't get work done in my house and I need to be productive. That's like really important. And I think that, you know, when you can find the time to do things for yourself that make you happy in other verticals of your life, you show up to be a better parent.
1000%. And I also think people soon forget when they have a kid. Obviously, your child and becoming a parent consumes your life. And you start to really focus on that because it's something you've A, never done before, B, there's no manual for, C, you can't like read books, watch videos. You know, you're just taking everything in stride from
you
either
can read a lot of books, but
not like those are just tips on like eating
yeah,
theory, and it's like, but there's no, you don't, you know, people who study for 5 years to be a doctor.
Yeah.
5 years to be a lawyer, 2 to 5.
It's not a manual.
There's no like education formally around this, as in general for our parents. So you get thrown into the fire and you're just trying to deal with things on the fly, and a lot of things come out of you that you're not ready for, that I think are based deeply rooted in your psyche based on how your parents parented you. And I've always said that to you. It's like, you got to be very careful and conscious of your reactions during really heated moments, because, and I've noticed it with me, I'll just snap and say something, and then luckily I can compartmentalize that and be like, wait, that's how my dad talked to my mom. It's not at all how I want to talk to you, or how I have talked to you. It's more just reactionary based on some deep learnings or a visual thing that happened when I was a kid. And then I have to say, sorry, I'm going to be more conscious about that moving forward. And even when we get heated, I'm going to really do my best to not let that come out and change my behavioral pattern, because that's not who I am. And then back to your point on, finding time. Again, you get so consumed with parenting and schedules from, got to wake up at this time, got to feed at this time, got to nap at this time, got to change, got to be here, got to go there, school's in the mix. Now we got to buy food, we got to prep food, shuttling play dates, going to the park, all these things, that time is tough to find between each other. And I think one thing we've really done well is by having a sleep schedule. We're pretty good about our son napping at the same time every day, waking up at the same time, going to bed at the same time, obviously within a little flex, but in general. So he goes to bed at 7, wakes up at 7. Sometimes he wakes up at 5:36, whatever, but we get him down at 7 pretty regularly. And then that gets us the evening to have a relationship, cook dinner together, digest the day, talk about things we learned that day via our son, via the world, via work. It gives us time to have a glass of wine together, to kind of celebrate us. And, he doesn't sleep in our bed. It's another thing. He has his own room. He's never slept in our room. We always kept him in his own room with a monitor and a crib. So we've had that sort of separation. So we're able to have,
giving him a sense of independence as well.
Independence, but we're also able to keep up our lives sexually, personally, which is really important. Because a lot of, as you said, people start to live their kids' lives and forget that it's your life. And if one really important thing I've heard along the way is, your kids wouldn't be around if it wasn't for your relationship. And if your relationship starts to disappear, your kid's relationship with you will become vastly different too. So you need to always work on your relationship and make sure it's the strong point and the focal point, because again, your child didn't exist without you. So if that takes over your life, it's just not even to the core of how it began, which could be detrimental, or it could work for you. But in general, for us, and I really stay conscious of that, it's important. It's important to, is he sleeping? Look at this little guy, starting to wake up.
He's just playing in his crib with his new car.
His new car from the grocery store. Show them. There he is, downstairs. Anyway, it's important to do little things like just surprise. A surprise can go such a long way. In the hecticness, suddenly a month will go by and you realize you haven't had a dinner date. Just bring flowers home, guys. Just bring flowers home for your wife one day and just say, hey, you're doing such a great job being a mom. I'm so proud of you. I saw these today. I thought of you. Helpful, no?
Yeah.
Even the thought of it made you smile.
I'd love that.
Yeah. But just little things like that, little surprises, little gifts. They don't have to be of huge monetary value. They can,
even a card,
Post-its, a mug with your son's face on it.
Small
things, and a trip,
every now and then.
Yeah, even if it's staycation, a hotel in your city. It's just going for the night, the two of you. Get your grandma / your mom to come stay. Get a babysitter for overnight, a sister, anyone to come stay. If you have a nanny, luckily, we're in a position to have one. We can ask her to stay the night. Ours isn't live-in, and we can go do stuff.
Yeah,
it's a nice
and it's
way.
true. That month happens so fast, especially if you're both working and both have social lives. Like, Brendan and I both have events that we go to separately. So we could go a week really easily without even having a night that we've coordinated together, for a night in or a night out together. Like, So those weeks happen fast and the month happens even faster.
Yeah, and our lives are unconventional. We don't work regular 9 to 5. So, I try to be home during the day for some hours, because if I know I have to be out all evening, I'm going to miss his bath time. I'll try and spend an extra hour with him during the day and block off that kind of like a meeting, because our work requires us to be out in the evening. So just, finding the balance to be good parents and be present is really important.
Well, I hate when people say, like, just you wait, or like, what's up, like...
Yeah, like, oh,
like
it's coming soon. Like the terrible twos, it's just
pushing,
wait.
Pushing
your own narrative.
Like you're like someone else's, kids' behavioral things, generalizing that and pushing it onto you as if, oh no, it happens to everyone. Yes, our kid had a meltdown this morning. Like, meltdowns happen. But, like, I just feel like that attitude of, like, just you wait, or, like, I'm so, like, patronizing. And it's really annoying. Not to mention, I mean, those things definitely happen.
All right, taking a small break in the middle of this vlog. As you know, I've been talking a lot about Squarespace. It is an amazing hub, place, platform, utility, tool, community, templating, everything. If you use my code, which is down here, you get a deal. You're in it for less than the average person. And trust me, if you want to get an idea off the ground, if you want to get a business off the ground, if you just want to create a landing page for yourself because you're launching yourself as a brand, anything, just a cool visual resume that you can send a link to people rather than send a PDF or a document. It's an amazing place. There's tons of templates there. There's communities to ask questions with. There's amazing customer service. It's super affordable. You can even buy domains there. And you can even set up a shop if you want to start affiliate sales through Amazon, if you want to create your own product and sell them, if you want to sell an old pillow and a bunch of old pillows or a lamp, anything. Anyway, I'm using it for my brand, Fallis Studios, as you know, and I'm super proud of that. We just had a Cyber Monday sale, record day. Super cool to see the support. So thank you to everyone. Please check it out if you need things. I have a bunch more in the pipeline coming for 2023. Anyway, let's get back to this parenting Q&A or misconceptions or tips. I don't even know what to label it, but we're off on a tangent. There's a little more to come. Stay tuned. You just want it to happen on your regard, not because someone else told you it was going to happen. It's like one thing. It's the same thing in a relationship. It's like, oh, he's going to leave you. Like, oh, you just wait. He's going to leave you. It's like, well, I'm not in the same relationship you were in. Like, maybe he won't leave me, and maybe I'll work towards not having that. There's obviously it's another person. When you're dating someone, it's another person you can't control, just like your child. But like, you can hope for the best and do your best and put the effort into it. So hopefully, you get the best outcome. And I think that's kind of what you're touching on is the annoyance of like the third party in your ear, the little devil on your shoulder being like, la, la, la. Like, that's not going to happen for you. And then it's like, oh, it did. And then that person can't even remember they said that. So like, again, don't take it to heart.
Right.
It is annoying, but like, just brush it off. Again, there's so much unsolicited advice from grandparents.
Everyone.
Yeah, family, everyone. But if you allow it, it will make your relationship with your partner tighter. Because you need to like talk about that, find your middle ground together. And so just turning a negative into a positive, by people saying that, it sparks a conversation as long as you have good communication in your relationship. So you're able to then talk about it, digest it, agree that it's annoying from whoever it came from and that we don't want to hear it anymore, but also find our stance on the matters. And, we've had differing opinions on things for sure.
Like discipline.
Discipline, yeah.
Discipline is a hard one for Brendan and I to get on the same page about.
For sure. Or like crying and when to let someone cry. Or not someone. You can cry as much as you want.
Preston.
I don't want you to cry, so I won't let you cry. But yeah, Preston, our son, it's like I'm big into getting him to stop crying soon. Hannah wants him to cry through it. So, finding middle ground on that has been complicated and difficult. And I don't know who's right or wrong, and neither do you. It's just, we're just learning, you know? And I think
my tolerance
is a lot longer than mine.
Yes, for Preston crying.
Mm-hmm. But then I feel sometimes he gets in a funk and can't get out of it.
Yeah. I don't.
We don't know what the answer.
You're quick to like want to fix it really fast,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think that, you know, fixing it with what he's asking for is always the best solution, because then it shows that there's no consequence.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So how do you distract your kid from crying with something else is hard. Preston's also very stubborn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he knows what he wants.
Totally.
So it is a little difficult, but
then there's instances
I don't like to cave. So
Hannah didn't want to cave when he was in his room crying, so I finally caved and went there, and he just pooed his pants and he just wanted to be changed, and then he went right back to sleep. But you can't smell anything through the monitor, and he can't tell you he's pooed yet. So
totally,
you know, there's, again, you just got to learn with every situation. And now he says poo poo, so hopefully he says it, but it doesn't mean he will. Again, it forces communication to happen between you, and I think that's the root of a lot of this stuff, is just communication. Like, you need to have extraordinary tolerance, extraordinary patience, and extraordinary active communication within your relationship to understand that we got to get through these things. Mm-hmm. It's the same as arguments. If you just sit on something, it'll fester, and it's like not healthy to not just get it out. You move on so fast if you can just get it out. Mm-hmm. But if you're someone who just bottles things, parenting might be much more difficult. Mm-hmm. I don't know, because I used to be a bottler. That was my whole life. I wouldn't talk about anything. I would just sit on things.
Really?
Yeah. In all my old relationships, I don't know, I just like try and make them work. But then they'd build up in my head, because the little things that annoyed me.
I guess I was a bottler too.
It's almost like I didn't want to fix them because I knew the relationship wasn't right. Like,
yeah,
with you, I've just been excited to talk. Not excited, but I want to get it over so we can move on, because I know how great it feels to be in a great place with you and happy. But with all those other
for me.
people, I didn't care enough. I'm just thinking about this now. I didn't care enough, or like it was self-sabotaging just to get out of it anyway. You know? Yeah. Like, I was like, this isn't going to work.
No, it was definitely self-sabotage on my part.
It's maybe a bit of a Scorpio trait. We're both Scorpios, that you want to like hold on to it so you can use it when needed. Mm-hmm. But like, that's so unhealthy.
100%.
And we don't do that in our relationship, which is nice.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. Therapeutic. Look at us communicating for the peoples. Let's touch on one more thing, and then that's probably good for this. I don't know. I guess this is where it really needs to be a Q&A, and we need some sort of... Actually,
yeah, maybe you guys could prompt us with some questions in the comment section around parenting, or whatever you guys want to know, or our thoughts on, or whatever. But maybe this could be like a part 1, and we could do a part 2.
Yeah. All right. Well, this was productive.
Yeah.
I feel like we even got some more learnings about each other through this. Mm-hmm. And if that isn't cool, I don't know what is. I'm thankful.
Me too.
Very thankful. Thankful for you.
I love you.
Really cool.
I love parenting with you.
This is my favorite spot on your neck.
It's my favorite spot on your neck and Preston's.
I know. I love the little guy.
Me too. I just want to watch him. It's like TV once you get a monitor.
Oh, he's standing up.
It's the best TV show you've ever seen.
All right, we got to go get this guy up. Guys, thanks as always for supporting these. We appreciate it.
Love you guys. Excited to see what you have
to say.
Yeah.
And stay tuned for that other vlog. We're going to get after it in the new year.
Look, he's being so cute and silly.
Let's see. We got to go.